Hi, my name is Shane Griffin, and I'm the listing specialist here at Phoenix Real Estate. Day in and day out, as we're doing real estate transactions, we inevitably run into sellers who are trying to sell their home for sale by owner. Oftentimes, the conversation is spent with us trying to help them to understand that they will actually make more money by paying an agent a commission than by doing it on their own. So basically, the question we're looking at today is, why do over 90% of for sale by owner listings fail? In order to understand how a negotiation works, or how to negotiate well, you have to understand who your opponent in the negotiation is. So in this case, as a for sale by owner seller, you need to understand what the buyer is like and what they think and what they want and how they feel. So I'm gonna let you step in and see how I think and I speak when I'm representing a buyer so that you can know what's happening on the other side of the table from you in this negotiation. The first thing is for sale by owner listings create a lot of drudgery for a buyer's agent and a buyer. And there's three real big reasons why that we have listed up here. The buyer's agency agreement that I have my buyer sign says that I will be paid 3% or whatever the MLS says that I will be paid, whichever is higher. When a for sale by owner listing comes into play, there's another negotiation that has to happen between me and my buyer. We don't know offhand if you're willing to pay a 3% commission. So I have to let them know, Mr. Buyer, you might be responsible for coming up with 3% commission cash for me at closing if the seller is not willing to. That's a relatively big barrier to many buyers who frankly don't have 3% cash to give at closing. The second piece of the puzzle is, as a buyer's agent who has some sway in what my buyers are looking at, I understand that in this transaction, I'm probably going to have double the work. I know the title companies, I know the inspectors, I know the appraisers, I know the people who are involved in this transaction and how the transaction goes, and you probably don't, which means it's going to fall on me to make sure it gets done. Going along with that, because you don't know this process very well, or you likely don't, there's a higher chance that this closing will fall through because deadlines in the contracts haven't been met because you don't know the contract. As a representative of my buyer, it's at least my responsibility to let him know the risk associated with it. Now, the second side of this equation is a little bit different. These things are drudgery, they're difficult, they're going to cause you to have less showings, less people involved. The second side, though, is a little bit more fun for me, but it's still not good for you. My buyer, and we will certainly talk about this, will understand that you're doing this to try and save commission, which means if you're not willing to pay any commission, there's 6% out there that we're going to negotiate for, we're going to fight for. Or if you've decided that you're willing to pay the buyer side commission, there's 3% or something in that range that we're going to fight for, and the buyer's going to try and get it just as much as you are. The last piece of this puzzle, which is frankly the largest piece and has the biggest effect on you, is as I'm speaking to my buyer, I'm going to let him know, because this person is a for sale by owner listing, and there are all of these barriers to his listing, this person likely does not have any showings and almost assuredly does not have any offers on the table. So we, Mr. Buyer, can present a very low-ball offer because we're their only option. They have us or they have nothing. So far, we've looked at 5 contributing reasons to why 90% of FSBOs fail, and we haven't even begun to mention how much are you paying for a photographer or a videographer, or are you qualified to do it yourself? What are you doing to market your home? How are you pricing your home? Do you have the tools available or the expertise to price your home properly? These are all big pieces that if you're not prepared for, will come back and haunt you. So if you find yourself in this situation and you don't happen to be the less than 10% that happens to get it done, we would love to help you. We would love to help you market your home well and price your home well. We would love to get you in this big system that's been created with millions of dollars that allow buyers to easily come to your home, to know they don't have to negotiate with their buyer. The chance of falling through when you're with agents is far less. You will have more competition because your house is out in the market. We'd love to help you with this, and we look forward to speaking to you real soon. Thanks. Have a good day.